I got this Land Rover for free, but it has one big problem. Let's go back to a couple days ago when we picked it up. So we're on our way to pick up the Land Rover right now. The story behind this car is it used to be my boss's, but we used to use it for work. And then it started getting like a misfire and kind of more of like a rumble. And so we parked it, and then it got to a point where it just sat, and now it doesn't even start. We turn the key and the hazards flash. There's a ton of errors on the dash and it does not want to start. So we're gonna go pick it up. Hopefully we can figure out what's wrong with it and fix it. And then if we do, maybe we can do some cool off-roading and Land Rover stuff with it. Well, so I'll show you guys the car when we get there. You guys ready? It's really dramatic. Ta-da! So let me show you guys around. So right now, when you try to start it, oh, I think I killed the battery. Here's the engine. V8, 4 point something, 4.4. Let's get a battery charger on here. Since the last time I'm here, the battery died a lot more, and I actually can't get it in neutral, so I'm gonna try to force it into neutral so that we can get it on the trailer. So I'm assuming somewhere underneath one of these panels there's a button I can click to force it into neutral. There we go. But this is the Land Rover. It's a 2005 LR3 with the I think it's a 4.4 V8, but I'm not 100% sure. I have driven this car, so I know it drives, but for some reason when we parked it, it just stopped wanting to go. So when we get it home, we'll put a charger on it and maybe try jumping it and see if I can show you guys the problem. When I turn the key, the hazards turn on and it just doesn't want to start. I'll get a click and nothing else. So best case scenario, the battery just needs to be jumped. Worst case scenario, it's an electrical problem and I have to chase it down. But yeah, that's weird. It's not even like, oh, there you go. You see what's going on? The battery's completely dead now. Anyway, we have a Land Rover now. So that's the Land Rover that we're getting for free. My dad's on his way and we're gonna get it loaded up on his trailer and deliver it to our house. Just
yeah, backing it that way
and just forward.
Yeah.
But the windows still work, I think. Where's the key?
You even get a key with it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a different deal.
So go, yeah, that way.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
Who invented this Land Rover?
Once it starts rolling, I think you should get in and go all the way on the trailer, if you can.
Do you want me? Do you want to switch?
You do it.
Perfect. Call us for all your towing needs. Oh, cool.
Wait, let me show.
What? Wasn't recording.
It was not on.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna go close the garage. So we've got the car all strapped up and ready to go. Now we're gonna go to our house and I'll show you guys what's up with it. As long as I have enough room behind it to free Land Rover. We're gonna try jumping it, or at least get power to it so we can put it in neutral. What?
There's supposed to be coolant?
Probably. Doesn't need coolant if it doesn't run. Should we just fill it up with some water? The radio works. Good. We got a free speaker. It's copyrighted, don't. Yep. I think it's the gauge cluster. So we're gonna pull it out, send it off to go get fixed, and see if that's our problem. Here we are inside the Land Rover. We've got it hooked up to my Golf so that we know that we have the right amount of power. What we've got going on is if I turn on the ignition, the hazards go off. We have system check in progress, transmission fault, limited gears available. apply a park brake, and we have all these faults just flashing. Driver's door open, my door's not even open. HDC fault system unavailable, engine system fault. So we have all these faults, and when we go to crank it, nothing. So I've already taken off both kick panels from both sides, checked all the connectors on both sides, checked all the fuses on the inside of the car, checked all the fuses on the outside of the car. Everything seems good, there's no corrosion, but these Land Rovers have a common problem where the gauge cluster will go bad and it'll just shut down the whole car. So we're gonna pull out this gauge cluster. We might try like wiggling around some of the connectors while we're pulling it out and see if anything changes. And if we can't figure out what's wrong with it, we're just gonna send out this cluster to get rebuilt. Apparently they have bad solder joints, and hopefully that's our problem. So let's go ahead and get started by pulling out this cluster. So the cluster should come out pretty easy. This whole back panel, I believe, is just on clips. Now if these two are out, I think we can go ahead and pull out a little trim piece right here. And there should be some screws that hold the cluster in. Looks like underneath the steering column, we have to take out these T25s or 27s so that we can drop down this whole piece. Because behind here, there are also some T27s, and that's what's holding the cluster in. So I took the gauge cluster apart just to like give it a little bit of a better look. And honestly, it doesn't look too bad. I know that people use microscopes to really look into it and see where the bad connections are, and it could still be bad. What do you guys think? Should we send this off or should we keep looking at other places? Put down in the comments what you guys think, if it could be this or something else, or what I should check next. So we've checked all the wires in both footwells. We've checked the gauge cluster and we think it's fine. We've checked all the computers and none of it looks corroded. So there is a couple wires that go behind this tire, and one of them being like the main signal wire. So let's take off this tire and take a look at those wires. Maybe one of them broke, and hopefully that's our problem and it can be an easy fix. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Anyway, this box. People say sometimes wires in there break, which I can see why. Kind of just all over the place. So I'm gonna go through and check all these. Maybe I can find a broken one, or maybe that's our problem. Why would they put all this here anyway? So going through and checking all these wires, none of them seem broken. I do need to probe them with the voltmeter and actually like see if the traces are good all the way up to the front. But just visual inspection, there's nothing wrong with them. I don't want to spend too much time on this when it could be somewhere else. So to recap, we've checked both footwells where water could have got to corrode any cables or connections. They all look fine. We've checked the gauge cluster. We might send that off. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We've checked behind the wheel on those wires. They all look fine. We've checked all the fuses, no problems. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think could be wrong with this Land Rover. It would be nice to get it running and get some good content for you guys. Honestly, could be that cluster. I might just send it out anyway to see what happens, just to rule that out. If I get it repaired, at least I'll have the peace of mind that it was repaired. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think could be wrong with this Land Rover. I know there's dozens of things it could be, but just let me know what you guys think down below. Please make sure you like and subscribe to see more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.